My name is Carla. I am 32 years old, and this is my story. It's a sad story, but I need to tell it. Maybe it can help someone. Maybe it can help me. My life with Leo was beautiful. It felt like a movie sometimes. We met in a little bookstore. I was looking for a book. He worked there. He saw me searching. He came over with a warm smile. "Can I help you find something?" he asked. His voice was kind. His eyes were bright. We talked for a long time that day. Not just about books. We talked about everything. About dreams. About life. I left the store with the book and with his phone number. Our love story started just like that. Simple. Easy. He was funny. He made me laugh every day. He was also strong. I felt safe with him. He always knew what to say when I was sad. He would hold my hand and say, "Don't worry, Carla. We are a team. We can handle anything together." And I believed him. I really believed him. We moved into a small apartment together. It was our little world. We painted the walls light blue. We bought a big, comfortable sofa. We loved spending evenings there. We cooked dinner together. He would chop the vegetables. I would stir the pot. We listened to music. We danced in the kitchen. Those were happy times. I remember them so clearly. They feel like a different life now. We had big dreams. We wanted to travel. We had a map on our wall. We put pins on all the places we wanted to see. Paris, Tokyo, Brazil. "One day, Carla," Leo would say, pointing to the map. "One day, we will see it all." I imagined us walking on a beach in Brazil, hand in hand. I imagined us eating pasta in Italy. Our future looked so bright, so full of promise. I felt like the luckiest person in the world. I had a man who loved me. I had a happy home. I had beautiful dreams. I thought our love was strong enough for anything. I thought our team was unbeatable. But I was wrong. Love wasn't enough. It started small, very small. I started feeling tired, not just normal tired from work. It was a deep tiredness, a tiredness that sleep didn't fix. I would wake up in the morning feeling like I hadn't slept at all. Leo would say, "You are working too hard, Carla. You need a vacation." I agreed. I thought a little rest was all I needed. But the tiredness didn't go away. It got worse. Then other things started. My hands would sometimes feel weak. I would drop a cup or a pen. It was strange. I felt clumsy. Then came the pain, a dull ache in my joints. Sometimes it was sharp. It moved around my body. One day my knees hurt. The next day, my shoulders. I tried to hide it from Leo at first. I didn't want to worry him. I didn't want to complain. I tried to be the same happy, energetic Carla. But it was getting harder. I couldn't keep up with him on our weekend walks. I was too tired to cook dinner some nights. He started to notice. "Are you feeling okay, Carla?" he would ask. His eyes were full of worry. "I'm just tired," I would say. But we both knew it was something more. One morning, I couldn't get out of bed. The pain in my legs was too strong. My body felt so heavy. I started to cry. I was scared. This wasn't normal. Leo sat on the bed beside me. He held my hand. His hand felt warm and strong. "That's it," he said firmly. "We are going to the doctor today. We will figure this out." Going to the doctor was scary. There were many tests, blood tests, scans. Waiting for the results was torture. Every day felt like a year. Leo was amazing during that time. He came with me to every appointment. He sat in the waiting room, holding my hand. He told me jokes to make me smile. He kept saying, "Everything will be okay. We are a team." He was my rock. I leaned on him completely. I needed him. And he was there. Then the day came. The day we got the results. We sat in the doctor's office. The room was quiet. The doctor had a serious look on his face. He looked at us with kind but sad eyes. He told me the name of my sickness. It was a long, complicated name. I didn't understand all the words, but I understood a few. Words like chronic. That means it doesn't go away. Words like autoimmune. That means my own body was attacking itself. The doctor explained that my life would change. There was no cure, only treatments to manage the symptoms. I would have good days and bad days. I would need to rest a lot. I would need to be careful. I couldn't breathe. The world felt like it was spinning. I looked at Leo. He was pale. He held my hand so tight. I saw fear in his eyes. But when he looked at me, he tried to smile. "We will fight this, Carla," he whispered. "We will fight this together." Tears ran down my face. I was so scared. But a small part of me felt calm, because Leo was there. He said we would fight it together. I wasn't alone. The first few months after the diagnosis were a blur. I had to stop working. My job was too demanding. My body couldn't handle it. Some days, I could barely walk from the bed to the sofa. The pain was my constant companion. The tiredness was like a heavy blanket I couldn't throw off. Leo was my hero in those early days. He became my nurse, my cook, my cleaner. He helped me get dressed on my bad days. He made me soup. He made sure I took my medications. He would read to me when I was too tired to hold a book. He would say, "Your only job is to rest, Carla. I will take care of everything." My heart was filled with so much love and gratitude for him. I felt guilty. Guilty that he had to do so much. Guilty that our happy life was gone. But he never complained. He would kiss my forehead and say, "Don't feel guilty. I love you. This is what a team does." My friends and family were amazed. "You are so lucky to have Leo," my mother said. "He is a good man." And I agreed. I felt so lucky. I thought, our love is strong. It is stronger than this sickness. But slowly, things started to change. It didn't happen overnight. It was a slow fade, like a photograph left in the sun. The bright colors started to disappear. Leo started coming home from work later. He would say he had a big project, a meeting that ran late. When he came home, he looked so tired. He wasn't just tired from work. He looked tired of our life, tired of me. The small, caring things stopped. He didn't bring me a cup of tea in the morning anymore. He didn't ask how I was feeling as often. When he did ask, it felt like a habit. He didn't really listen to the answer. His eyes would be on his phone or on the TV. The silence between us grew. We used to talk for hours. Now, the quiet in our apartment felt heavy, uncomfortable. I tried to talk to him. I would ask about his day. He would give short answers. Fine, okay, the usual. He stopped sharing his thoughts with me. He was building a wall around himself, and I was on the outside. I felt so lonely. It's a strange thing to feel lonely when someone is sitting right next to you. But I did. He was there, but he was gone. His body was on the sofa, but his heart, his mind, they were somewhere else, far away from me. I remember one afternoon very clearly. It was a bad day for me. My hands were very weak. I tried to get a glass of water from the kitchen. My fingers just wouldn't work properly. The glass slipped. It shattered on the floor. It made a loud, ugly sound. Leo ran into the kitchen. He saw the broken glass. He saw me standing there, shaking. I expected him to ask, "Are you okay?" I expected him to hug me. But he didn't. His face was dark with anger. "Carla, can't you be more careful?" he shouted. His voice was so harsh. "I just cleaned this floor. Now I have to clean this mess too." I just stood there, shocked. Tears filled my eyes. It wasn't about the glass. It was about his reaction. There was no worry for me, only anger about the mess. He saw my sickness as a mess, as an inconvenience. In that moment, I saw a stranger, not the kind, loving Leo I knew. It was the first big crack in our foundation. The first time I realized his promise to fight this together had limits. After that day, I started to feel like a burden. I tried to do more around the house, even when I was in pain. I didn't want him to get angry again. I didn't want to be a mess he had to clean up. But my body often betrayed me. My friend, Sarah, came to visit one Saturday. I was so happy to see her. We sat and talked. We laughed. It was nice to feel normal for a little while. Leo was home. He was polite to Sarah. He said hello. He brought us coffee, but he was distant. He stayed in the other room, watching TV loudly. I could feel his impatience. As soon as Sarah left, he came into the living room. He sighed heavily. "I'm tired, Carla," he said. His voice was flat. "I work all week. The weekend is my only time to rest. I can't be entertaining your friends all the time." I felt a hot flush of shame. He made my friend's visit sound like a huge chore. He made me feel bad for wanting to see someone. I started to isolate myself. I told my friends I was too tired to see them. It was easier than seeing the annoyance on Leo's face. My world became smaller and smaller, just the four walls of our apartment, and the growing distance between me and the man I loved. The arguments started soon after. They were never about the big things. They were about small, stupid things. But the real reason was always there, under the surface. My sickness, our changed life. Money became a big problem. My medical bills were expensive. My medications cost a lot. And I wasn't working. Leah had to pay for everything. He started to complain about it. "Do you know how much this costs, Carla?" he would ask, holding up a bill. "We can't afford this." Each word was like a small stone thrown at my heart. I knew he was stressed, but his words made me feel like I was the problem. My sick body was draining our money, our future. One night, we had a terrible fight. I don't even remember what it was about. But he said something I will never forget. He was yelling. He looked at me with cold, tired eyes. "This isn't the life I wanted," he shouted. "This isn't what I signed up for." Those words broke me. He signed up for the easy life, the life with the healthy, happy Carla. He didn't sign up for this, for the sickness, for the struggle. In that moment, I understood. He didn't see us as a team anymore. He saw me as a bad deal, a promise that was broken. I went to the bedroom and cried for hours. He didn't come to comfort me. He slept on the sofa. The space between us was no longer just emotional. It was physical. Our little apartment felt like a giant, empty canyon. I needed him the most. But he was already gone. I just hadn't accepted it yet. The end came on a gray Tuesday afternoon. The sky was crying outside. It matched my heart. For weeks, we had been living like ghosts in the same apartment. We barely spoke. We didn't touch. The air was thick with things we didn't say. I knew something had to happen. I just didn't want to believe it. Leo came home from work early. He didn't turn on the TV. He didn't look at his phone. He walked into the living room where I was sitting. He stood in front of me for a long time, just looking at me. His face was full of sadness and something else, resignation. "Carla," he said. His voice was quiet, so quiet. "We need to talk." My heart started beating very fast. I knew this was it. I just nodded. I couldn't speak. He sat down on the chair opposite me, not on the sofa beside me. He didn't want to be close. He looked at his hands. Then he looked at me. His eyes were full of tears. "I can't do this anymore," he whispered. The words hung in the air. I felt cold, so cold. "What do you mean?" I asked, even though I knew. "This," he said, waving his hand around the quiet room. "Us, the sickness, everything. I'm not strong enough, Carla. I've tried. I really have. But I'm exhausted. I'm unhappy. This isn't a life. It's just waiting." "Waiting for what?" I whispered. My voice was trembling. "I don't know," he said, shaking his head. "Waiting for things to get better. But they won't, will they?" the doctor said. He couldn't finish the sentence. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell him he was a coward. I wanted to remind him of his promise. "We are a team," he used to say. But I was too tired, too broken. "I still love you, Carla," he said. And this was the part that hurt the most. I will always love the woman I fell in love with. But love isn't enough to fix this. It's not enough to make me happy. Love wasn't enough. His love had conditions. It was a love for sunny days. It couldn't survive the storm. He needed to be happy. And my sickness made him unhappy. So he had to leave. It was that simple for him. Tears were streaming down my face. I didn't try to stop them. "So you're leaving," I said. It wasn't a question. It was a statement. He nodded slowly. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I never wanted to hurt you." But he did. He hurt me more than the sickness ever could. The sickness attacked my body. He attacked my heart, my soul. He stood up. "I'll pack a bag," he said. "I'll come back for the rest of my things later." I just sat there, frozen. I watched him walk to the bedroom, the room we shared. I heard drawers opening and closing. A few minutes later, he came out with a small bag. He walked to the door. He stopped. He looked back at me one last time. "Goodbye, Carla," he whispered. And then he walked away. He closed the door behind him. The click of the lock was the loudest sound I had ever heard. It was the sound of my life breaking into a million pieces. The first few days after he left were the hardest of my life. The apartment was so quiet. Too quiet. His smell was still on the pillows. His coffee mug was still by the sink. Everything was a painful reminder of him, of our broken dreams. I was alone, truly alone, sick and heartbroken. Some days I didn't get out of bed. What was the point? I cried until I had no more tears. I felt empty, a hollow shell. I looked in the mirror and saw a ghost, pale, thin, with sad, empty eyes. I needed him the most when he left. I needed his help to open a jar. I needed his help to reach something on a high shelf. I needed his hand to hold when the pain was bad. But he wasn't there. He chose his own happiness over my well-being. He walked away. But then something happened. After a week of lying in the dark, a tiny spark of something flickered inside me. It was anger. I was angry at him for being a coward. I was angry at myself for thinking I couldn't survive without him. I forced myself to get up. I took a shower. I opened the curtains. The sunlight hurt my eyes, but it was real. I was still here. My heart was broken. My body was weak, but I was still alive. I called my mom. I told her everything. She cried with me. Then she said, "I am coming over right now." She came with soup and clean sheets. She cleaned the apartment. She threw away his coffee mug. She didn't say bad things about Leo. She just took care of me. Her love was enough. Slowly, very slowly, I started to build a new life, a different life. I found a support group online for people with my illness. I was scared to go to a meeting, but I did. I walked into a room full of strangers, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel alone. They understood. They knew about the pain. They knew about the tiredness. They knew about the challenges. They didn't see me as a burden. They saw me as a warrior. I started to make new friends. Friends who knew the real me, the sick Carla, and they liked me anyway. I learned to ask for help, and I learned that there are kind people in the world. My friend Sarah would come over and help me with groceries. My neighbor, an old man named Mr. Henderson, would take out my trash for me. Small acts of kindness. They were like glue, slowly putting my broken heart back together. I learned to live with my illness. I learned to listen to my body. I rested when I needed to. I celebrated my good days. I found new, small joys. The warmth of the sun on my face, the taste of a good cup of tea, the comfort of a good book. My world was small, but it was peaceful, and it was mine. I thought about Leo sometimes. The anger faded. It was replaced by a quiet sadness, and then by understanding. He was not a monster. He was just a weak man. His love was not strong enough for the reality of life. I felt sorry for him. He ran away from the hard parts. He will never know the kind of strength you find in the struggle. He will never know the beauty of a love that is unconditional. I am not the same Carla who danced in the kitchen with Leo. That girl is gone. The sickness took her, and Leo took her heart. But a new Carla was born from the ashes. This Carla is quieter, but she is much, much stronger. I learned that I don't need a hero to save me. I can be my own hero. Living with a chronic illness is hard. Losing the person you love is hard. But I survived. I am still here. My life is not the life I dreamed of. It is not the life on the map on the wall. But it is my life. And I am learning to love it. If you are listening to this, and you are hurting, maybe someone left you when you needed them. Maybe life gave you a battle you didn't choose. Please know this. You are stronger than you think. The pain is real. It is deep, but it will not last forever. It is okay to cry. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to feel lost. But don't give up. Reach out for help. Find your team, your real team, and most importantly, believe in yourself. You can get through this. You can find peace again. You can do this too. Keep going.